Imagine standing on a busy downtown intersection with a loaded semi-automatic handgun on your hip and a copy of the Constitution in your hand, explicitly daring the police to arrest you.
You know, my name's McDaniels.
And I'm Officer Martinez.
Scott Irish have been fighting for freedom for thousands of years.
Just like every other race has.
Yeah. Well, you know, I've got all kinds of complaining at people. It's violence. Oh, somebody called? That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah? People want to complain?
Yeah. You make people nervous.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Is that an actual firearm, sir?
I don't answer questions.
Okay, you do know that there's no open carry in the state of Florida, right?
Okay. If you guys need to do something, then that's what you got to do.
Unless you're hunting, fishing, or coming to or from, that in the state of Florida, we do not have that.
Okay.
We already spoke with him. So.
I know, he's a First Amendment auditor.
Yep. I'll be right back. So, you know, if you guys need to do your job today, you know, then you need to do your job. So I'm not going to hold that against you guys personally, but, you know, the history is full of people that have just done their jobs.
Okay. Do you have a concealed carry permit?
I've already. We are live on Facebook. So
That's fine.
I'm running for County Commissioner in District 4.
Where's that at? I don't know.
East Pensacola and Pensacola Beach. So I do, my district's actually, it kind of ends right there at the Veterans Memorial Park, where I'm really hoping we can get a bathroom put in down there, because the city of Pensacola, well, after 53 weeks of having a temporary bathroom, they still haven't finalized everything, and so...
Are you a veteran?
I am not, but my dad is, you know, and growing up here, I've served veterans my whole life here in Pensacola, because it's the customers that my business has, you know, served. So
okay. And I know that temporary trailer, they're doing away with that because they don't want a temporary trailer there for the bathrooms.
Yeah, it's just, you know, Elon Musk talked about 18 months to get a gigafactory built in Austin, right outside Austin, and after 53 weeks, they still don't have bathroom plans, a simple bathroom plan. I'm a construction professional, so it shouldn't take so long to get things together, you know, especially for our veterans. We've spent a lot of money on that park. I think we need to put a bathroom in there.
Me and Officer Mayor are both veterans.
Well, thank you. Thank you for your service. I've really enjoyed living free.
I assume you don't live, you live in the area that you're...
Yes, I do. I live on the north end of my district, but yeah, I live on the north end.
Are you down here solo?
I am. Had a friend stop by earlier. Saw on Facebook.
Okay.
Had a conversation. You'd like to start.
Has your shirt been tucked in all day?
Yes, it has.
Does he still have his weapon?
Well, Sarge is making a phone call.
Okay. I want to see he can briefly display. It's not briefly displayed.
It's my first time.
And he's had his...
This is the first time I've tucked in my shirt since having my concealed weapons permit.
How long have you been out here?
Since 9 a.m.
Wow. And your shirt's been tucked in the whole entire time?
The whole entire time.
Since 9 a.m. Okay. Well, that is briefly displayed. That's not briefly displayed. It's for your camera as well.
Do what?
It's for your. I'm just saying. I'm auditory and for your camera as well, for your Facebook Lives.
Okay, I don't have no idea what you just said, but that's okay.
That's fine.
He's saying that the law states that you can only briefly display your firearm.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yep. It's time to challenge all these unjust laws.
That's going to be with you in Florida State Senate.
Okay.
No. Have you petitioned?
Petitioned what?
To try and get the law changed if you disagree with it?
I have this right here. Have you guys read this before?
Yeah, the U.S. Constitution. We know what that is. We're very aware of that.
All right.
But then there's also, understand that's federal, then every state has its own state statutes as well, state laws,
here it is,
as well as state constitutions.
It says right here, shall not be infringed.
Absolutely, shall not be infringed. We understand that. But understand that Florida state law also has its own laws.
Is that an infringement?
No, it's not.
Okay, if you insist.
So let me ask you this, and just banter here. If
Okay.
you disagree with Florida laws, why did you go through the process of getting one of these?
Because at the time I did want to comply, you know, but things are changing, you know, our Supreme Court is making some very great decisions, and you know, it's time that we start being the change we want to see.
On July 4th, 2022, Independence Day, Stanley McDaniels didn't just break Florida law. He staged a calculated collision between state statute and the Second Amendment. This wasn't a random act of recklessness. This was a test case, a deliberate act of civil disobedience designed to force the judicial system's hand. But here's the critical legal question. Does a citizen have the right to ignore a law they believe is unconstitutional before a court actually strikes it down? And more importantly, how should police officers respond when they are caught in the crossfire between enforcing a statute on the books and a constitutional right that states it shall not be infringed? Today, we are going to dissect how a calm, polite conversation on a street corner eventually led to the complete overturning of a state law, and why this specific interaction serves as a masterclass in how to fight the system without getting destroyed by it. Who is actually right when the law itself is wrong? Let's analyze.
So, can I ask you, what is the definition to you what infringement means?
You know, if you guys need to do it, if you guys have a job to do, then you have a job to do.
Absolutely.
So, you know.
No, but you asked me if it's infringed. I was just wondering what your definition was.
I support you guys 100%.
Thank you.
I'm not here to, you know, but if you guys need to do a job that I disagree with, then that's the job you guys have to do. I'm not here to be violent with you guys in any way.
Well, Stanley, here's my thing. Whether or not you agree with the law, is getting arrested the right way to go about changing it? Or maybe petitioning your congressman, your state.
If I need to take a case to the Supreme Court, then that is definitely a way to change the law by going to the Supreme Court. So, you know, if you guys feel like there's something you need to do,
do that without getting arrested.
If you guys feel like you need to do your job over following this Constitution that says shall not be infringed, then I understand that completely.
So what is your definition of infringed?
History is right with those that have just done their job.
You understand that the issue here is not that you have a firearm.
Okay.
It's not. It's that you're improperly displaying the firearm.
Okay.
That's it.
All right.
So it's not that we're infringing the fact that you have the right to bear arms. It's that it's a proper way of actually doing it.
I'm not here to argue the law with you. I'm telling you, in my book right here, it says shall not be infringed. And this Constitution matters. So if you guys need to do your job, I will respect that.
Okay.
Let's break down exactly what is happening here, because this interaction is a textbook example of two opposing legal realities colliding in real time. At minute 0033, Officer Martinez approaches. Notice the dynamic immediately. McDaniels isn't hiding anything. The firearm is deliberately exposed. In Florida, under Section 790.053 of the Florida Statutes, openly carrying a firearm, even with a license, was a second-degree misdemeanor at this time. The officer establishes probable cause instantly. The gun is in plain view, and McDaniels is clearly not fishing, hunting, or camping, the only narrow exceptions Florida law allowed. When the officer asks if the gun is real, McDaniels hits him with the classic, "I don't answer questions." While legally sound under the Fifth Amendment, McDaniels quickly pivots. He isn't here to remain silent. He's here to make a point. He explicitly states his intent, to challenge the law based on the Second Amendment's shall not be infringed clause. Here's the legal friction point. Officer Martinez is operating under the precedent of Norman v. State, 2017, where the Florida Supreme Court ruled that banning open carry was constitutional because citizens could still carry concealed. However, McDaniels is banking on the U.S. Supreme Court's ruling in NYSRPA v. Bruen, decided just weeks prior in June 2022, which radically shifted the burden to the government to prove that gun restrictions align with the nation's historical tradition. At minute 00:16:42, the officers moved to seize the weapon. Was this lawful? Yes. Under the doctrine established in Horton versus California, 1990, police can seize evidence of a crime without a warrant if they are in a lawful vantage point and the incriminating nature of the object is immediately apparent. Since open carry was a crime in Florida at that moment, the gun itself was contraband. Furthermore, when they ran the serial number, they were protected by the 11th Circuit's ruling in United States versus Kendricks, 2018. Once police legally possess a firearm, checking the serial number is not considered a separate search under the Fourth Amendment because it doesn't intrude on any reasonable expectation of privacy. Critically, look at McDaniels' behavior. He doesn't physically resist. He doesn't scream. He essentially says, "I know the law, I believe it's invalid, and I'm letting you arrest me to prove it." This is disciplined civil disobedience. By not resisting, he ensures the only variable in court will be the constitutionality of the statute, not a charge for resisting an officer without violence. He's keeping his test case clean.
Just understand that in the Constitution also allows states to have their own laws and govern theirs as well. That's why every state has.
Number two.
That's why they have their own constitution.
Shall not be infringed.
Okay. Again.
Now, state. I agree with the states' rights. We have a lot of different conversations we need to begin to have because they're giving the states back a lot of rights. But this is not one of them.
I understand. So, what's your goal here today?
If you guys need to do your job, I'm just waving at people. I don't have a goal.
So being on Facebook Live and waving, that's your goal for today, just out of curiosity, so I understand.
I'm running my campaign.
Okay. And what's your slogan? What's like, again, what's this whole message that you're trying to tell the people?
I'm just out here being free today on the 4th of July.
Okay. That's good. I'm glad.
You know, my name's McDaniels.
And I'm also Martinez.
Scott Irish have been fighting for freedom for thousands of years.
Just like every other race has.
Yeah. Well, you know, I've got all kinds of different, you know, my family has assimilated over the years. I've got anything from Polish Jew to Cherokee, to my knowledge.
Nice.
So, you know, I'm an American.
Absolutely.
And I'm here exercising my rights. I appreciate the job you guys do. I know.
Yeah. And we enjoy that you're trying to enjoy your freedom. Absolutely.
On today of all days.
July 4th. Absolutely, sir.
Yes.
It's a great day. Great day to be free.
It's a great day to be free. If I can't be free before the end of the day, then, you know, that's a terrible thing. So.
Yeah, well, we don't want to come to that, though. But unfortunately, laws are put in place for a reason.
Yeah, and people have been following the law far too long.
Isn't that what you're supposed to be doing?
In some instances, is there a victim? Can you produce a victim?
Produce a victim?
Is there a victim?
This is in our presence.
Okay, where's the victim?
The victim would be the city of Pensacola, since it's in the presence of law enforcement.
How am I victimizing the city?
Understand that when it happens, and if a crime occurs in law enforcement presence, they can take action. Law enforcement can take action. Yes, sir.
Right.
How's it going, sir?
Hey. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Same to you.
Yes, sir. So,
Okay, what's your name again?
Yeah, Sergeant Gigliotti.
Gigliotti, and your badge number 58?
67.
What's the 58?
They don't put the new numbers on all the badges. When someone retires, they just get their badge.
Okay.
Yep. But it's 67. My administrative number is 80962. So I understand you sleep a bit. You don't want to discuss anything. I get that. But just for sake of us having the conversation, what's your goal here? Are you just trying to educate folks on the Constitution? Like, what are we looking to do?
I'm just waving at my constituents today.
Okay. And honestly, is your intent to try to have officers come out here just to test them?
You know, I've been out here since 9 a.m. It's 10 till 3 now. You know, I have no intention of harming any of our law enforcement officers.
Yes, sir.
If you guys feel like you need to do a job that you've been told to do, then by all means, I'm not here to become violent with you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I support you guys 100%. in what you need to do. But I'm here today telling you that right here, it says, shall not be infringed. Did you need to read that?
Sure, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
You mind if I...
Amendment 2.
Okay.
I realize people are comfortable with not seeing something that some folks deem as a problem, but I don't see it as a problem. And so if you feel like you need to deviate from this, right here, shall not be infringed. Shall not be infringed. If you guys feel you need to deviate from that and enforce an unlawful order, then please, by all means, tell me. And you guys can handle whatever it is you need to handle.
Yes, and I appreciate.
I've had my gun taken from me before by the Pensacola Police Department, and I wasn't very happy about it then. Okay, and so if the four of you need to enforce an unjust law, then I guess I'll have to have a public defender try and get it to the Supreme Court. I think Clarence Thomas is ready to hear my case.
Okay. Fantastic. Okay. So what we're going to do is we are going to take your car. Okay.
Okay. How can I get that back?
Yep. You can go through our procedures. He's going to grab your gun from you. Okay. You're not being arrested. If you'll just run a criminal history on them and check the serial number.
175 headquarters.
Okay, so you've now taken my gun from me, and you're going to run the serial numbers on a gun that I bought from Mike's Outdoor Sports. There is a great shop. You should visit them. They're on Highway 29. I bought that gun used from them years ago. It's a 40 caliber Beretta with hollow points. There is one in the chamber, sir.
That's fine.
The street encounter ended peacefully, but the real war was just beginning. Notice the tactical decision by the Pensacola Police at 001905. They chose not to perform a custodial arrest on the spot. Instead, they opted for a warrant application. This was a brilliant move for de-escalation. By avoiding handcuffs in a tense, armed situation, they removed the risk of a physical struggle while still enforcing the statute. McDaniels turned himself in days later, was convicted, and sentenced. In 99% of cases, that is where the story ends, with a permanent criminal record. But McDaniels had a legal ace up his sleeve. Florida Statute Section 34.017. This obscure procedural rule allows a county court to certify a question directly to the District Court of Appeal if it has great public importance. The trial judge essentially said, "I have to convict you based on current law, but the law itself might be broken." This paved the way for the appellate court to bypass standard delays and address the core constitutional crisis. And this is where the tectonic plates of American law shifted. On September 10, 2025, the First District Court of Appeal dropped a bombshell. Relying on the Bruen standard, which demands that any gun law must have a historical analog from the founding era, the court looked at Florida's ban on open carry and found it wanting. Under the old Norman standard, the state could ban open carry if it served a public interest. Under the new Bruen standard, public interest doesn't matter, only history matters. The court ruled that there was no historical tradition of completely banning the peaceful open carry of firearms. Just like that, Florida Statute 790.053 was declared unconstitutional. The Attorney General's subsequent refusal to appeal turned this judicial opinion into de facto statewide policy. McDaniels didn't just win his case, he effectively rewrote the criminal code of Florida from a street corner in Pensacola.
Carried is not concealed. It is clearly visible and so visible by someone driving by that they can clearly see it was a firearm.
Yes.
Yeah. And I get where you're coming from.
I've had people walk by me. I've had conversations with pedestrians.
just let me know what the results of that are. I'm sure it's going to come back like we expect. Copy everything down.
Good.
It's 34 in Skagit.
All right, 26.
Criminal history?
There, we're still on the
Yes, I do have a criminal history. I sent all that paperwork in with my license.
Yes, sir.
Got the FBI background check, fingerprints, whole nine.
And I get it.
Yeah.
I get it, and I respect our process.
Yeah.
But in the state of Florida, the laws are clearly defined. That's what we have to go off of, okay?
Okay. If you got, like I said, if you guys feel there's a job you've got to do,
Yes, sir.
then by all means, I'm sorry for you, but you know, here it is. It says clearly, shall not be infringed.
Yes, sir. You're exactly correct. That's exactly what that says.
Plan on staying out here all night?
No, just till 5 was my plan, and then you know, my kids are coming down. We're gonna watch the fireworks. That's the plan, anyways.
All right, sir. So we are going to be doing a warrant for your arrest, okay? We're not going to arrest you. We're not going to make a physical arrest today.
So you're gonna put a warrant out for my arrest?
We're
What's
gonna
the charge?
Yep, for open carry. We're gonna write a warrant, and we're gonna send it to a judge. If a judge agrees that you committed a crime in the state of Florida, then the judge will issue a warrant for your arrest. If that happens, more than likely a detective will be calling you or contacting you. Have you provided your phone number yet, or do you care to?
Say it again.
Your phone number?
I don't mind writing it down.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And they'll just call and say, hey, you got a warrant active.
Okay, so you're going to leave it in the judge's hand on whether or not I get arrested?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yep, absolutely.
Do you know what judge that'll be?
We don't. It's whatever duty judge it lands on.
Okay.
Yep. So we don't know who that is. And sometimes the duty judge doesn't even necessarily sign it. It might be busy and have some other case. But if they sign it or decline it, their name will be on it. So whoever that ends up being, the name will be there. It won't be a mystery.
Cool.
Is that fair?
I don't think so, but you know.
I understand.
I understand you guys. I understand that process.
Yes, sir. Okay. Well, I can get you a card if you like. I have no problem with that. And if you have any questions, you're welcome to reach out.
So we won't know when I'll have a court date. When do I get my gun back?
Well, it'll depend. If you're charged here, you'll have to go through the proceedings. But if you want to just contact the Pensacola Police Department, property management, they can give you a better answer on that. But it won't
so you're confiscating my gun today?
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Yep.
Because it's evidence for the statute that you violated.
You won't be able to get it back today. It's going to be turned in today.
I can't get my gun back today.
That's correct, sir.
Good thing I have plenty more.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine, sir.
Is your Second Amendment right?
That is absolutely, and I have no problem with that. You are legally allowed to purchase and possess a firearm in the state of Florida. You just can't open carry.
Okay.
I get what you're doing, man. Okay, I really do. But these are the laws that we've been signed up for, okay? Let me get
These are the laws you took an oath to, did you not?
Yes, sir.
Did you not?
Yeah,
take an oath to this Constitution as well?
Sir. We understand,
Okay.
and that's what we are trying to do. But there's ways of doing
Let me
things. Is
get
what my
you a
sergeant's trying
card.
to tell you. Okay.
Let me get you a card,
Well,
okay?
I'm tired of waiting on the world to change.
And I get it, sir. I get it. If you want to provide your phone number for her,
Okay.
more than likely an officer detective will reach out to you and let you know if the warrant even becomes active, okay? All right, sir. Welcome to reach out if you have any other questions, okay?
All right. Be looking out for that phone call.
Absolutely, sir.
Thanks, guys.
Well, you have a great day, okay?
Y'all do the same.
Happy 4th.
So, how do we grade a situation where the police enforced a law that turned out to be illegal? First, for the Pensacola Police Department, specifically Officer Martinez and Sergeant Gigliotti, they earn an A. This is a masterclass in professional law enforcement. They were caught in an impossible position, a citizen openly violating a valid state statute while citing a brand new Supreme Court ruling. Most officers would have let their egos take the wheel, resulting in a use of force incident. Instead, they separated the person from the violation. They recognized McDaniels wasn't a threat, just a legal challenger. By choosing to seize the evidence and file for a warrant later, rather than forcing a custodial arrest on Independence Day, they prioritized public safety over immediate compliance. They enforced the law as it stood on the books, not as they interpreted it. which is exactly their job description. Next, for Stanley McDaniels, he also earns a rare A. Civil disobedience is a high-stakes gamble. If you resist, scream, or fight, you muddy the waters. The court stops looking at the Constitution and starts looking at your bad behavior. McDaniels kept his hands clean. He was polite, he complied with lawful orders to surrender the weapon, and he fought his battle in the only arena that matters, the appellate court. He risked a criminal record to prove a point, and because he remained disciplined, he won, not just for himself, but for every gun owner in Florida. Here is your actionable takeaway. If you believe a law is unconstitutional, the side of the road is the worst place to litigate it. However, if you are determined to be a test case, you must follow the McDaniels playbook. Do not resist physically. State your objection clearly for the Bodycam recording. Comply with the officer's orders and save your ammunition, metaphorically speaking, in the courtroom. In this case, the system worked, but only because both the citizen and the police acted with restraint. Justice is a slow grind, but as Stanley McDaniels proved, sometimes one man standing on a corner can actually turn the wheel.